Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for a very special episode of Atari Twilight because it's my birthday. That's it. That's the only reason why it's special. That's it. If you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, you can do so the best way by joining us on our Patreon down below. If you want to be part of the conversation, link for that down below as well. Join us in the Discord. And as always, bottom left-hand corner is the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Greg gets whatever the hell he wants to us. Michigan. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful faces that you see here. Before you guys stop, okay? That's too many. We're almost at two. Anyway, Greg, this isn't the finale, but it might be. Take us back to the 80s, bud.
I will. I will let you know that in addition to Michigan, I think we're different people, but that's okay. We're moving around a bit.
Son of a bitch. That's what I forgot to do. We were all talking. Guys, this is the mystery of streaming. Everyone, cameras off. Except for Greg. And
I'm in the right spot.
You're in the right spot. You're good. Bitters, back on. Nope. Kendall, turn off. And bitters off. Secrets. Take your time.
I'm trying to. I'm looking for. I got a big in the thing. Okay, hold on. Stop video.
Kendall, turn back on. Bitters. Meta. Michael. Nailed it, team. Greg, take us back to the 80s.
Absolutely. But before we do that, we also have tonight is a very special night, everybody. It's the penultimate episode of season 2 of Atari Twilight. But of course, it is also birthday time. And as Frags was able to get the balloons and brought them all here, I would like everybody to wish our fantastic host, great friend, incredible content creator, kind soul, and funny ass human being a happy birthday.
The Bubbernaut on Twitch.
No. Yeah, he's live right now. Everybody in chat, put an FU in chat for Mike. It's a good happy birthday, just to make sure that everybody. Thank you all for being here, whether you're watching here live or on YouTube later. Throw it down in chat, even on YouTube. A happy birthday to Mike. He is one of the greats, everybody. Not really, but I don't know very many people.
Perfect.
But right. But as we drill back down into the 80s that never was, we have a lot to get to, so I don't really want to sum up. They were in the 60s. They did some things to change their present of 1988. At the end of the episode, after being slightly diverted to somewhere else, they were able to retrieve Mitch's father, Pat, and return to 1988. In 1988, they were met with immediate changes, the first of which was the Sarge was alive. The last time they saw him, he was not. And it was quickly followed up by Mel, Ben McKenzie's mom, being alive, who died in season 1. These changes were made. They are canon now. Other changes have occurred. It is up to my group, my friends, my kids from the 80s to find out exactly what has happened, what has been happening, how it can be stopped, and what the hell this all means. But before we go any further, I'd like everybody to drop down in your Spotify playlist and turn on just a little bit of volume for We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off by Ella Eyre. And I would like to welcome you back to the 80s that never was. It is 1988. You have all just arrived back here. You can see that Pat is taking a knee, basically, as the suit that he is wearing has stopped sparking. Mel and Ben are hugging. The Sarge and Yuriko are hugging, reunited with his wife that was presumed dead in 1969. And then there are the rest of you. George was presented with something awful at the midway point of last episode, the presumed death of his mother. But you all have questions. And as Discord was one to point out, hopefully I can provide answers. I just need to know what you want to do.
Greg, the last thing said was Sarge telling Mitch that Butts got his answer, got his message, right?
He grabbed his shoulder and he said that Eugene got your message. And then he went and fell into an embrace with Yuriko.
I think Mitch turns around to like everyone else and just says, Mr. Butt's got the tapes.
Awesome, man. Great.
That could mean everything's changed.
See. Did Dad's back, George?
Hopefully my mom's not gone.
Oh, shit.
Do we go check? Just like
Are our bikes somehow close by?
I'm not going to make you roll for it, but as you look in front of Ben's trailer, which is also returned, you see a bike rack, and you see each of your bikes in the rack, almost perfect, almost as if they've been cleaned. A new tire on the back wheel of Jerry's. And Shannon's motorcycle is there as well.
Where's my baseball card?
Yeah, Rob's gonna just kind of run towards the bikes. We gotta go. We gotta see what's changed.
Yeah, just can I have a second? And he like goes over to his dad and like is helping him across the street to his trailer.
You're able to. The trailer next to yours opens up, and you see an older man with a robe on kind of pop out of the screen door. What you doing, Casey?
What's it to you, Jeff?
Want to know if you need any help?
Oh, no.
I'm good at finding people.
No, I think we're good this time, Jeff.
All right, well, just let me know. And he closes the screen door, but not his regular door, so he's still basically standing there behind the screen.
Right.
Bye.
I think while that's happening, George is definitely going up to the Sarge.
Yep.
And Sarge, is my mom okay?
Yeah, Sarge basically doesn't lose contact with Yuriko, but he turns to you, George. As far as I know, son, yeah.
Good. I'll leave you two be in.
And the Sarge looks at you, and anybody else within earshot or of you. I know that Rob, you ran over to the bikes. I need to know where Jerry and Shannon would be right now.
Jerry's probably kind of milling about, not really knowing what to do with himself in this situation.
Shannon's probably finishing the cigarette that she had right before everybody started moving around. As a kind of the end. I know Butts and Shannon were doing that. She's farther away from the rest of the group, kind of, I think, still processing everything that happened and putting together the pieces of what she needs to figure out that changed, especially with all the names that they got. She might even actually taken that picture out of her pocket that they got at the Alta facility and just kind of looking at the faces and thinking how everything plays together. So
Okay. So yeah, you can, and from what you remember, Shannon, and to what you're looking at right now, the picture looks unchanged. So if you're looking for any type of variances or maybe something that you recall having been there that's no longer there, everything appears exactly as you saw it before. That kind of group shot of the Alta people, it's the same. Let's see, as you all look around and as Sarge is there, Jerry, if you're we're going to do this is happening at the same time, but we'll RP George's moment first, and then we'll go over to Mitch and his dad. Sarge kind of breaks and pulls away a little bit from Yuriko and looks at you, George, and he says, and you see him kind of, his eyes cluster, and you see that there are lines around the outside. as he's trying to remember something, and you see him shrug out of his flannel shirt and pull the white sleeve of his t-shirt up, and you see that there are several lines tattooed along his bicep. And he looks down at his left bicep, and he kind of nods as if remembering. George, your Eugene, your dad has gone off the grid. We're all having a hard time remembering things. We got the note that was on the tapes. Jimmy and I, and he's reading, literally reading from his bicep now, as you can see. Jimmy and I remember to protect Mel and me from Rugen. And he's looking down as he reads that. And then he looks back and he just kind of absently says, someone burned my house down. I think they thought I was there, but I wasn't. I've been hiding out here with Mel. I guess no one thought to look for us here. Strange. And then he shakes his head, though, and he looks back at his bicep. And you can see as he reads it off his bicep, they'll be looking for you all. They know each of your names. And then you can see him switch over to his right bicep. We will help any way we can, but the loop makes us forget. It's powerful. Eugene told us you are our best weapons. And he looks kind of as if he wants there to be more, but you can see that that's all. It's tattooed in kind of that light blue that would be something reminiscent of like a naval tattoo from the war, like World War II. And it's faded as if it's been there for quite some time. And at this, Mel and Ben come over to that vicinity of George and Jerry, and Shannon, you're kind of off a little bit. Rob, you're still within earshot. And Mel looks at George. Your dad told me to remember the library on Main Street. He said he left you a clue. And then if she has anything more, you can see that same kind of vacant look, as if she's incapable of remembering, or you can also see that Yuriko looks confused. And it's with that look of confusion that I will ask all of the kids in this vicinity, is there anything you want to say or do right now before we bleed over to the trailer with Mitch? Then with that look of confusion on the face of the Sarge and the face of Melanie McKenzie and Yuriko, we go over the couple, 20, 30 yards to Mitch's trailer. And inside, the suit has calmed, it is cooled, it is no longer sparking. And it looks odd for your father, much older Mitch, to be sitting on a couch, wearing this futuristic, almost like a spacesuit without a helmet. And he's looking at you, and you can see that he's sweating profusely. And you can see him shaking. It's dripping off of his eyebrows, rolling down his chin, and kind of just almost like a steady stream as it pours off of his chin. And he looks up at you. I'm lightheaded. I can't think straight. Something's not right.
I left a message for Mr. Butts, and it was about you, and it was about this, and he points to what he assumes to be a dive suit. If other people are back, maybe you never get trapped.
We can't undo something that's already happened. Not to the extent that it's occurred for us. It's like he's repeating something he heard a long time ago. It's too direct to be your father when it comes to this type of delivery of a scientific rule. It almost sounds like.
Can there be two of you?
There can be. Give me. And he opens his eyes, and you can see a tear of blood roll from the corner of one of them. It lightly stains and grabs a hold of a piece of sweat and kind of rides it down his chin. I need something to write down with, Casey. I need a pen, it's something. I need to write this down. I'm forgetting. I'm starting to forget.
Yeah, he'll grab whatever's around that makes for any kind of writing implement and piece of paper.
And in kind of an eerie imitation of his son, Casey kind of pulls out numerous pieces of paper from, like, we'll just say like a legal pad,
Mhm.
and he pulls it out and kind of spreads it out almost like a poster on the coffee table, and he starts writing kind of across the pages, very eerie to the way that you write across a whiteboard or a Volkswagen Rabbit or
Wow.
cab of a truck. But he continues to like write and do that, and he goes, I gotta, something's happening. Something's making me forget here. I have to get it down before it's gone. And you see him writing, and you see a drip of blood kind of hit the yellow of the legal pad as he continues, and there's drops of sweat and then a drop of blood, and you can just see that he's continuing to write. But
Where is the blood coming from?
when you look, it looks as if it's coming from one of his eyes, his right eye, and now there's been drops coming from his nose, and you see, as you look, something kind of pull and run out of his left ear.
Mitch is not medically inclined. He goes to run and grab like a wet rag and like wrings it out like a face cloth so that he can like kind of wipe the blood that's dripping off of his father. They said Mr. Jerry said that the adults all forget. They don't remember what's happening in the loop. That they put the adults where the kids are so that if something goes wrong in the loop, the kids see it first and the adults will know that something's wrong. Maybe that's why you're forgetting. Also, there was a robot version of you.
He looks, and you can see him smile as he remembers this, and the magnetrine effect. That's it, Casey, that's it. And when you say the robot version of him, he smiles. He goes, no, that was me. Well, I was in control of it.
Oh. Cool. Is there anything I can do to help? Like, do you need a doctor? Because you're... And he, like, shows him the rag.
He shakes. No, I've been diving too much. And then he looks up at you and he says, something is pushing through the skin of our world. A lot of somethings. The floodgate is open. And then he almost forcefully grabs you by both of your shoulders as he's sitting there. And you can still feel the pen as he presses it in his palm to your shoulder. You're in Wonderland now. Don't believe anything but each other. And he goes back to writing.
Is there more than the Decepticons?
Yes.
Well, shit. I think, like, confirming that fact and realizing that, like, other people need to go see other things, he, like, realizes what's happening for, like, the first time and runs through the trailer to go find wherever his mom is.
Your mom does not appear to be here.
He will, realizing this, kind of pops his head out and leans around the corner. Jeff!
Yeah.
Where's my mom?
She left.
When? Where?
32 minutes ago.
Did she say where she was going?
I asked, but she said to fuck off.
That makes sense. Thanks, Jeff.
I can help you find her. I'm really good at it.
Jeff, I've never seen you leave your trailer.
I haven't had anybody to find recently.
Okay. Yeah, if you could, that would be great.
All right, let me get cleaned up and find my pants. You see him walk off.
Oh. Well, he looks over to the other side where like everyone else is gathered. He's like, 1 second, 1 second, and he closes the screen door again. Dad, are you gonna be okay here?
He's still writing. You see him just furiously scribbling things down. It's almost like it's automatic writing, like the writing of dreams. Nothing's making sense as you look down. You can see words that, I mean, you understand the words, they're written in English, but they're not put together in a sentence structure. It's almost like anything that pops into his mind, he's writing down. And so far, there is no type of coherence to anything. But he nods. I'm okay. Casey, I'm okay. Just, it's up to you.
I think like in panic, like Mitch runs to the kitchen and he like reaches into the cabinet and grabs like the Hostess snacks and then like a glass of water and like puts it on the table like, you'll be fine, Dad. You know, in the same way that like, here, Mom, eat things, you drunk. And then when he leaves the house, he just kind of leaves a pile of snacks and a glass of water and he says, don't leave. Don't leave here. I'll be back.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Is that this is something your mom likes, the Hostess?
I think it's like Mitch doesn't know how to cook other than like basic sandwich things. And so when Dad was gone and she was incoherent, he would leave water and whatever was just consumable around so that she would have food in her drunken state. So
Okay.
probably if she likes them, then yeah, I don't see why not. If not, they're like school snacks.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and then he runs back outside to the rest of the group.
And we're going to say that that's just about when the conversation with Sarge stops. So you all congregate again with your added information. And everyone, let's cue up a little of my favorite 80s hair band, Poison. A little Every Rose Has Its Thorn, but quiet. Just keep it nice and quiet. What do you all want to do?
Guys, my dad is forgetting everything. He's writing everything down as best he can. I don't know where my mom is, but Rob's right. We have to figure out what else has changed. Butts, is your mom okay?
Apparently, yeah.
Do
But apparently my dad's off the grid still. And Sarge was talking about how, you know, they themselves are forgetting. He had tattoos of like the notes, or of notes in general, and was like he couldn't even remember. He had to read them to me.
okay. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but your dad was missing before, so that's the same. If your mom's okay, then your mom's okay. Shannon, what about your
Yeah.
dad?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do we go by your house?
Sure. I mean, he probably won't be there though, because what he usually does for work.
Yeah, but
So-
when was the last time you saw him?
A while ago.
We can check the house and see if anything's different. Then you'd
Yeah.
at least know he was home.
I'm more concerned if he's still alive.
Oh, we also have to go to the library
What?
on Main Street.
Why?
My dad left us a clue.
And the paperback exchange.
Right.
We might want to just, I know we don't like to, but I would be faster if I just went to a few places and checked to see if there's any differences. I don't even have to go in, just take some notes and meet up with you guys. I can just go on my bike.
Jerry?
How many talkies do we got left?
Ben's?
We need to see if
I think I'm the
Veronica's
only one
okay.
still
We need to see if our places, I mean, there's too many places for us to go. We can't all go at the same time. It's going to take forever. So just let me go. I can go fast. And then
Who has one?
I
thought-
have mine.
I'm pretty sure Mitch gave one to Shannon in the
Ben's.
last. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Shannon would have one then. Yeah, I still have mine.
Mine's at the paperback exchange.
I don't have
Where you
one.
broke your pinky.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. That's why I couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Shannon, you
I
want to
got
take one of
mine.
us with you, and then the rest of us can go to the paperback exchange, and then we all meet up at the Astro train or Teletrain
I
2?
mean, yeah, that's whatever works. I
Great.
can go or somebody can go with me.
Great. Who wants to go?
I'm going to the library. That's
I'll go.
Okay. So we meet at the library.
Yeah.
I'll go with Rob.
Okay.
All right, go. And he like unhooks his bike.
Yeah. Shannon revs up her bike.
Are you not riding a bike, Jerry?
No, Jerry's riding
Oh.
bitch.
He's riding a bitch on the
He's
motorcycle.
used to it, it's okay.
That's right. That's
Yeah, he's not making a big deal of it this time.
So with the partnered up Jerry and Shannon, George, are you going with Rob and Mitch? And Ben's going to go with the people on bikes. So
Oh, I assumed Ben was going to stay with his mom.
right. Hey,
Uh,
Mom,
Ben-
haven't seen
Ben-
you in years. Peace out.
no, Ben saw Young Guns too, and he shall finish the game.
All right.
yeah, I guess the paperback exchange is just off of Main Street, right? So it makes sense to go with the crew to paperback and then to the library.
They're very
Library,
close.
not library. Sorry, I'm only a little bit white trash. My bad.
I heard both. It was the same word each time you said it to me, so that's all right. Alrighty, so as you all take off, let's go with because they're faster, of course. Let's go with the motorcycle duo. And everyone cue up a little Orange Crush from REM, please. And Shannon, as you rev the bike and peel out of the trade winds, you head up the road, and Jerry, you know what's coming up on the left. It is your father's house. Do you do anything, or as you are moving in that direction?
I probably rubberneck real hard. Does it look basically the same? Like,
Roll me an investigate and give yourself a +2 because this was where you grew up.
that's one success.
When you ride by, you notice that the place looks unkept. You know, lawn's not mowed. There are leaves kind of gathered around the front door. But you do see that there are 2 motorcycles parked in the driveway up beside the house.
Are they familiar looking motorcycles?
Not particularly. I mean, in the fact that they're big Harley motorcycles, sure, but it's not Rugen's, you know, the one that was beaten up. It's not the same bikes that you committed homicide on in 1969.
Whoa.
They are similar bikes,
Allegedly.
allegedly, right? The charges didn't stick.
Yeah, I think Jerry will like just kind of tap Shannon on the shoulder and point out the bikes and then just wave to keep going.
You sure you don't want me to stop?
There's nothing we can do for him.
Maybe we should find out who the bikes belong to.
He wouldn't want our help if we gave it to him.
It's not really about him.
No, but
It's about the world right now. Everything counts. Everything is a clue. If you've never seen those bikes before and they're at your house, we probably should at least maybe peek in the window and see who's in there.
all right.
Shannon kind of slows down a little bit around the corner, like maybe to the next house over or something. Is there like do you guys have a back door there or get in through like,
The window
window?
in my room doesn't lock.
all right, good a plan as any.
I think yeah, we'll try to sneak up to the house and
Sure.
It's gonna
Um,
go great.
yeah.
I'd like you both to roll for me sneak, obviously, and then also an investigate, both of you.
Got 2 successes on sneak and 1 on investigate.
Nice. Okay, so how we're going to play this is, 1 sneak and 2, or 1 success and 2 for
Yep.
investigate for Shannon. As you get closer, Shannon, with your investigate, you're convinced the two of you are approaching this undetected. And as you kind of get closer in the field beside the house, where you come up to almost like a formerly barbed wire, like split rail type fence, you start to smell something odd. And Jerry, you don't smell this, but Shannon, ever since you've had your moment, this is something that seems it's pungent. And as you get close, you realize, even though you probably have never smelled this and been able to identify it as such, it smells like a dog, like a mangy dog, you would say, even dirty, or there's something wrong, like a smell of blood, a copper to it. And as you both creep up to this fence with kind of that high grass hedge hasn't had a trimmer taken to it, you see through these kind of browned reeds a huge Saint Bernard seems to be walking along in the back of the side of the house in the backyard of the Baker residence. Its front is matted and pink. It has almost like a foam that's dripping in globs from the corner of its mouth. It shakes its head wildly every once in a while. Drags its head along the gravel and then perks up again. And then continues the pace around the house.
So like it's around the perimeter outside?
It looks like it's walking from the bikes to the front door, to the bikes, to the back door, and then disappearing for a bit, and then back to the bikes. But the whole circuit only takes about 90 seconds. It's almost like it's trotting along.
And respective to where Jerry's window is, do we have...
Its path is in between you and this window.
Jerry, did you have a dog?
No. No, that's
Mhm.
new.
Yeah, something's wrong with it. Something's not right. You know your house better than I do, so why don't I try to distract it and you get in?
You have any Vienna sausages on you?
Yeah, sure. No. Am I a deli? What is this?
You always have like a crow. You
I have
always
weapons.
like a crowbar
Okay,
and
I don't
stuff.
consider Vienna sausage as a weapon.
All right.
I'll consider changing, my inventory of weapons next time.
You draw the dog away and I'll get in the house and
Maybe it likes sticks. I'll throw a stick.
yeah.
Was that too obvious? Anyway, I'll take care of it. You just, when you see the opening, just go.
Okay.
Alrighty, so
First it
roll
was
me-
cats in season 1. Now it's dogs. I mean, whatever.
Right. We are equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's roll me to get something to do with something you want it to do is a charm. And so see if you can't charm or trick this beast into doing your bidding.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it far away enough that, I mean, I don't know how good of it has to pick up scent either. And I don't even know if it's really a dog. I mean, there's a variety of things. So I think she's just going to make as much of a distraction in the opposite direction of where Jerry needs to go. So that gives him the longest amount of time.
Sure. Absolutely. Gotcha.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. So without revealing your position, so to speak, but making the dog aware of this kind of this movement really more than anything else. You chuck this stick, and as it kind of spins kind of haphazardly, not weighted very well, it crashes into the far bush at the bottom of the yard, and you see that creature immediately and it bounds and it goes down, and you just see it smash into the hedge. But I assume at that point, Jerry, you're already moving, correct?
Already moving, but he does take time to like mouth to Shannon, "Holy shit," and then sneaks in.
Yeah, roll me a move just to see how quick you do this.
That's 2 successes.
Yep, you run up and you're able to reach your window, and it is, as predicted, unlocked. You're inside. As soon as your feet touch down inside, you can smell the smell of rot. As soon as it, like someone left the refrigerator open and the power's off. And as soon as your feet hit the ground, the silence and the sounds of the outside fade away, as if nature turned its volume down, and kind of that smell is the volume of the inside. As you just, sound is replaced by it. Your senses are focused only on that now. And as Shannon watches you go into the house, the bikes ride by on the road below, and we are going to follow Rob and Mitch and George and Ben as you all ride by. And because of that great sneak roll and the fact that the bike is hidden, you don't know your friends are just up the hill at the Baker residence. Five, 10 minutes later, y'all roll up in front of I have to have the pedal.
Just do this, and then
you
we
all-
cut back. That's it. That's the whole scene.
That's it. And meanwhile, back at Jerry's. No. You all come up to the front of the paperback exchange. As you get there, you see that the front window is broken. Somebody has tried to cover it up, kind of put up plywood. You can still see the shattered glass sticking out around the side where the frame didn't really match the size of the wood. And there is still a sign on the front door that said, closed, gone to Yasgur's farm.
It's the same.
I think that's good, right? So that means that your walkie-talkie should be here, right?
Well, yeah, but who boarded up the window?
Anyone?
Shush.
We don't even know what day of the week it is. We don't know how long we've been gone.
Long enough for somebody to care that the window was broken.
I mean, it's probably safe.
Is the door open? Or is it locked?
When you try it, it opens.
I mean, why would they board up the window and not lock the door? Hello?
Because the rain. I don't.
There is no answer when you say hello. The inside is dark. No lights are on.
Rob's gonna look back. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't want you to break another pinky, so I'll go
Yeah,
first.
I'm a little down on digits.
Yeah, so George will take lead and try to be as tough as he can.
Sure. So as you walk in, roll me an investigate.
One success.
The place is a mess. You see that the racks of comics have been knocked over. You see that they're kind of splayed, almost like someone fanning cards. They're splayed along the linoleum of the paperback exchange. Some of the big shelving units that have the old paperbacks and the old kind of pulp novels, they're missing shelves, or the shelves are kind of fallen and caught on the shelf below them. The entire contents of the shelf above spilling out and then down onto the floor in vast piles. It's the messiest you've ever seen this place, and it's kept meticulous, even though you might not necessarily be the most frequent customer of the paperback exchange. George would know it's always kept with an artist's touch, and that's maybe what George would equate from it being an expert artist and camouflager himself. So you notice all of this. It's off-putting a bit.
Rob, is this how you left it?
Well, I left pretty fast, and I did not knock over a few things, and it was pretty messed up when I got here. I don't recall, but it looks the same.
All right. Well, let's stay tight together and let's start walking through. Where were you attacked? Where do you think you dropped it?
I punched the monster over by that stack of books.
Okay. And that's where you lost your walkie-talkie in your heroics.
Yeah, in that general vicinity.
Okay. And George starts walking that way to where he might have dropped the Michitaki.
I will give you all this one for free. After a cursory evaluation of the paperback exchange, its book and comic book riddled floor, you do not uncover a Michitaki. It is not here.
Dang it. There's gotta be something.
Rob, did somebody steal it when you just said you dropped it? Did you get
No.
did the bullies come after you again?
You
need to get Jerry.
you saw those clown guys.
You let him steal it from you?
I dropped it when I went on the offensive. You can't fight with your hands full.
I can fight with my hands full.
Guys, maybe it got like kicked by whoever boarded up the door, or maybe whoever boarded up the window. Rather, they saw it on the ground and picked it up.
Would it still have battery power?
I don't know how long we've been gone.
Do you have yours?
Yeah. I'm responsible, and I've kept mine in mint condition.
Chirp it. Well, I can't hear you from it. You need to go outside and talk on it.
Rob is a big dumbass.
You don't hear that carried over the airwaves, and
Oh no, I used your government name.
Did.
I just like that. That's like a quick snap back to the Baker house where like Shannon has the dog and it's just Rob's a big dumbass. What the fuck?
yeah, you would get that. You would get that because it's a pretty clear shot to.
Yeah. Hey, who's out there? Ah, shit.
Hey, I'm over here. I'm acting like I'm the walkie-talkie.
Shannon outside is one thing. Jerry inside is the other.
Okay, look, Butts, every 10 seconds, just say hi, and then spread out. Rob, spread out. Guys, just spread out.
Yeah. So George spreads out, and every 10 seconds it's a different message.
And then we just look for this fucking Michitaki as we explore the paperback exchange.
I don't hear it. I feel like we should be able to hear it.
Maybe the batteries are dying. Maybe the volume's low. It could be anything. We can't just stand in one spot and look for it.
Somebody was here though.
Right, so it could be gone.
So maybe they saw a walkie-talkie, and they picked it up.
I found this, and Rob's gonna pull out the cover that he ripped off that had what's his name on it? Optimus. And it was like a depiction. I don't know if this means anything, but it was on the floor when I got here before I fought the monster thing.
And you just bringing it up now?
Well, I mean, we've been busy, going back in time and people dying, and honestly, I was just fidgeting in my pockets and felt it. Okay, I forgot.
Okay. Greg, does Mitch notice anything different about the paper bag exchange? Like, obviously, we expect like the glass was broken outside of Rob's story because he spent a good amount of time here as well.
Yeah, roll me an investigate and give yourself a +2.
You got it. +2. No, I don't.
Something seems off, but you can't put your finger on it.
Got it. Yeah, man, I don't know. You want to check Maggie's back room, or is?
Well, you want to check it? That you just I'm still.
We're all gonna check it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna split up here. So let's go.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna tie my shoe.
And he like picks you up by like he like grabs the back of your shirt.
Drags him. Yeah, come on, Ben, let's go.
I just my shoe.
You're fine. You're good. See, it's tied. You just like
Ben,
he just kicks your foot.
I just want to tighten it up.
Ben puts a comic book back down and comes back with all of you. When you reach the kind of through the beads into the back room, I'll let you all three of you roll an investigation here, but no pluses.
No, do we roll in Michigan for that?
Yeah.
Wait, what were we rolling again? Sorry.
Investigate.
I
I thought you
have one successful investigation.
We did.
Sure,
We
okay.
did have another Michigan. That's
One-
two.
one.
Heard Michigan's real nice this time of year.
The lakes, they're so beautiful. It's not too hot, it's not too cold.
So Rob, both you and George would notice as soon as you get into the back, it hits you with the differences. There are no crystals in the paperback exchange anymore. That tinkle that you would hear whenever they were hung from the ceiling, or especially back in Maggie's room, it's gone. It's almost like the absence of wind chimes. There are none here, and there were hundreds before.
Rob's gonna slowly grab his crystal. Where did she go? Why would she go to that farm?
Maybe that's a clue. Maybe we need that along with the clue my dad left. Also, it smells like not as dank.
It does kind of have a more fresh air feel.
It's definitely not full 1969. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we should probably find out what's going on at the library and see if this ties in.
Yeah.
Because if this isn't changed, what else hasn't changed? What about all the bodies at the chat and chew?
I'm pretty sure that the corpses at the chat and chew aren't going to be there.
Sarge baptized a whole battalion of those things.
Oh, those corpses.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the ones in the freezer.
Made them all holy.
Well, you said the clown was here, right? That's who broke your finger when you punched the clown?
I broke my finger on the clown, yeah.
Here. Okay. So that must mean that whatever we undid, we didn't undo at least the clown stuff. So that means that at the chat and chew, well, that was, I guess, 40 years ago or whatever. A bunch of bodies were there too.
No, the robots.
But yeah, also the robots. Yeah, that's a good point. I mixed up my timelines. It's fucking tough.
I think the clown that you fought came back to 1969 because there was two clowns and they were both very confused why they were there.
Yeah, dude. Let's agree. Let's never talk about clowns after this. Let's never go see clowns. Anything
if
with
we
clowns,
could
don't do
minimize
it.
time travel, that'd be dope.
That too. It's not worked up to be that great.
I don't think we had a choice last time.
Well, just
Well,
saying.
maybe if you stayed awake a little bit harder, maybe if your heroics were a little bit stronger, man.
Okay, so
Tracking us all down.
Fuck. Hold on. I have an idea. And Rob quickly, oh, not Rob. Rob stays there. Mitch quickly runs to the front of the building and like grabs the note off the door that says "Gone to Yasker's farm," and brings it back to Maggie's desk or the back room with the beaded thing, and then just writes on it, "Looking for you, Rob," and then like puts it on a desk. I assume she'll know how to reach out to you.
Robert.
It's just Jeff in the streets.
She knows a guy that's good at finding people. So.
It's true. She does know Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Guys, it's the same Jeff. Hello.
Yeah, we leave a note and then we go to the library. We're not finding anything here.
Sure. I mean, I don't think she's gonna be here today, but yeah, we'll leave that in case. You know, maybe we just catch up with her at a later point.
Yeah.
If she has the talkie, she'll get at us.
Sure.
She'll see her auras. Yeah, pretty good.
As you all are leaving, Ben reaches down and picks up. Yeah, Rob.
I was gonna say as we're leaving, Rob's gonna like kind of look around and hug the store in place of Miss Maggie. It's hugging the energy.
You do, and you know it's comforting in a way because of the smell of like comic print and nostalgia and familiarity. And as you stop to do that, when you kind of turn back around, Ben's still there, and he has kind of been picking comic books off the floor and putting them back where they go. But he has one in his hand, and he goes, "Hey, look, Rob, it's us." And there's a picture on the cover of Ultra Magnus and Bumblebee, and they're both saying, "Who are you?" I'm sorry, of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, and they're both saying, "Who are you?"
Yeah. You want me to sign up for you?
Do you want me to sign up for you? I'm Bumblebee. And he puts it down.
Greg, are they pointing at each other on this cover?
No, they seem to be addressing. They seem to be addressing the reader. It's an actual cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
As you all leave and head just a few, a couple hundred feet down for the library, Jerry, do you keep your walkie-talkie on or off? You've kept it on before, and you've kept it off before. And so just as a curiosity, is it on or off?
He used to keep it off because he wasn't into that whole thing, but he's been a little more serious lately, and I gotta say he probably keeps it on.
Then as soon as your feet touch down, you're kind of creeping around the room a little bit. Roll me an investigate.
Sure. That's a 1 success.
However you left your room, whether it was kind of cleaned out, you'd taken everything, or whether you had just ransacked it for what you needed whenever you were leaving to go live with your grandmother, it's the exact same. In fact, as you walk through the area, you can see that there is a layer of dust on the hardwood that you're leaving tracks in. This room has not been disturbed. It doesn't look like anyway. There's no movement from the door. There's no footprints leading into the room. It's preserved.
I think at this point, Jerry's no stranger to sneaking in and out of this house. So he knows the boards that squeak, and he knows which doors can and can't be opened. So I think he'll reach into his pocket, and Ben gave him a roll of pennies recently. He'll just fit it into his fist and keep his hand in his pocket, and sneak into the house to find out who's here.
Absolutely. And because you have already in season 1 and in your backstory explained the very thing that you just said, the knowledge of this house, go ahead and roll me another sneak, but give yourself a +2.
Sure
as
thing.
the house acts as an item.
That's 2 successes.
Yep. So your feet drop just away from the boards that would creak or give away a tell. You're able to make it past anything that might disturb or reveal you to another room. and you're able to creep as far into the house as you would like. Where's your destination?
His dad was usually like passed out in the living room, drunk. So probably starting there.
You get and is this one of those houses? And I don't want to. I'll ask so I don't just assume that this is how it is. Is it have like the living room that's right off of the kitchen? You know, with the
Yeah, I think so. A kitchen that's just off of a dining room, living room that's just off of the dining room as well.
okay. As you would get closer and kind of pass by the kitchen, you can see the living room. You can see your father's chair. The recliner is in a reclined position, but there's nobody in it. And as you get close to this area, you look into the kitchen and you see that the refrigerator is in fact open. No power whatsoever. It's dark. The light is not on. You see that there is an open package of hot dogs that has gone to rot on the counter. And beside it is what looks like a wrapped present.
Well, that seems unusual and worth a look. Jerry will creep into the kitchen. Maybe holding his breath in exaggerated teenager fashion at the stink.
Right. As you creep in, you're able to get over to the area and you can see that, the hot dogs have definitely been out for probably 10, 15 days. I mean, it's pretty disgusting, as is anything it's in the refrigerator that is rotted. But when you see that the package says to Jerry.
Jerry's gonna open that package.
That's the thing. It's as you go to kind of like pull the wrapping paper up on one side, you can see that it's already been opened. And behind you, you hear something hit something meaty, like everybody, if you could go over to your Spotify playlist, I would like you to creep on down to the second from the last song. And hey, look what's on there. It's Cry Little Sister, everybody. Turn that on. When you turn around, you see Dutch standing there wearing a pair of brass knuckles. And he opens his hand as the knuckles the fingers expose themselves from the. And why would a father give this to a son?
Dutch.
That wasn't rhetorical.
Because he thinks I need it to take care of somebody like you. He ain't right.
You need more than that. You're on the wrong side of this, Jerry. And you're all alone. You see Nee step up from where the dining room would be, and he puts his fingers in his mouth and whistles. It's a long, piercing, singular note, almost like delivered from a flute. Outside, Shannon, you hear this perfectly pitched whistle, and you see the St. Bernard's head appear above the hedge. The stick snaps in its mouth as it begins to bound towards the house. And just at that moment, the walkie-talkie goes, "Rob's an asshole." Whatever it said, that was it.
Yup, totally alone. He'll reach down to his belt and just key the button and go, "Michigan."
How much space do I have to close to get to the house before the dog does?
It'll be a dead sprint. This sucker's hauling ass, but you're closer. So if you're going to go into the same window, which is where the closest point in the house, You could probably beat it, but it's going to take a roll.
Okay, going for it. Full blown sprint, as quick
Roll.
as possible.
Yeah, roll a move for me, please.
2 successes.
So with perfect like precision, Shannon, you jet across and you can almost smell the reaction of the dog as it sees you as it's bounding and kind of tries to course correct from the front door. And you're able to jump and kind of go in feet first into the window that Jerry left open, and you land in the dust-filled bedroom. And just as you do so, you hear a muffled conversation from the kitchen.
Real quick, can I look around and see if there's any melee weapons at all or anything? Maybe Jerry has a bat. I mean, literally anything. That's what Sheena will go for first.
I tell you what, let the dice decide.
Okay.
Why don't you roll me a percentile die? If the higher you get, the better I give you something to find.
All right.
How's
What's the roll 20 thing for that? Or one?
You can do it on the slide on the side there if you want. Just go down to the die and then select D100.
What?
on the left hand side, you've got your little like pointer and stuff.
Yeah, like second from the bottom.
Yeah, second from the bottom is the
D20. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, and if you just go down the D100, you can give yourself a.
Did I do that right? 81.
So 75 to 100 was the best that you could pull. And as you look, there's nothing really here that looks to be a great weapon until you see the face mask that's kind of creeping out from under the bed, and you see a practice football helmet.
Okay. Sure. Putting that on, I guess. She's like, I don't know.
Well, it can also be held if you wanted to swing it. So, I mean, it's
headbutting somebody,
Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave it up to you.
Jerry's not great at cleaning his equipment. I'm just saying.
It smells horrible anyway. I don't think Shannon could perceive the difference because of the rot and the dog and her heightened senses at the moment. I'm sure everything smells horrible anyway.
So we're still in the kitchen area with Jerry, Dutch, and Nee, and Dutch begins to advance on Jerry, and he just says, I have to give you your present.
I'm waiting for it.
I need you to, as he moves and uppercuts, I need you to roll a move here. And a condition is at stake.
It's 2 successes.
As he throws up, you feel it just kind of tickle the edge of your chin, drawing a gash across it, but not giving you any type of condition. As he spins around and looks at you, what do you do though, Jerry, as this flurry of activity is just hit? Nee is not doing anything for the moment.
Jerry is gonna lower his shoulder and try to just spear him right into the wall.
Roll me a force, yeah.
0 successes.
You can push if you'd like. A condition awaits if you fail again.
Yeah, I'm gonna push. I got 1 success.
Okay, so you go to spear him and you feel his feet maybe drag 2 or 3 inches along the ground, but then he stops dead and your progress is halted. And Shannon, you arrive, if you proceed this far, as a double like axe handle chop is coming down on the back of Jerry's head. Jerry, roll me a move to see if you can get out of this.
Oh, that's 0 successes this time.
And as it smashes down, take the condition injured as you see Jerry smash to the ground. The power behind this attack combined with the brass knuckles is not pretty. But Shannon, you are here and no one seems to recognize that you have arrived. Actually, roll me an investigate to see if anybody recognizes it.
Now, hypothetically, if I was injured already in 1969,
1 success.
Oh, I forgot to say, you all should have all of your conditions clear. That probably
Oh.
would have helped a little bit. Yeah.
Oops. That's fine. 1 success.
now I'm injured again.
I mean, my pinky's still broken, right? Can I
Yeah,
keep the
your pinky-
injured?
Yes, your pinky is, yes. For narrative purposes, your pinky is still broken. So, Shannon, as you come in and you roll your investigate, you see that Nee is looking right at you, but he doesn't say or do anything. He doesn't warn Dutch.
Man, can I tell if he is what I felt like he was before, where it felt like he was starting to not believe that they were the good guys anymore? Like, can I tell if he's looking at me like he's shocked that I'm there, or like what is the feeling, the energy I'm getting from it?
I will let you either act or roll an empathize. The empathize would take the place of your action.
Okay. She's gonna have to just ignore Nee for now. She's gonna try to tackle Dutch. Just
Okay.
run right past Nee and just tackle Dutch out of the away from Jerry.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to give it a shot as he doesn't see you coming. So give yourself a +1 to this, kind of like a blindside attack,
Mm-hmm.
and roll me a
Force. Okay.
force.
Balls. I'm gonna push it.
Sure. I love it.
2 successes.
So as soon as the double axe handle comes down on the back of Jerry and knocks him to the ground, all of a sudden, as he's rearing back to kind of punch the back of Jerry's head, he gets taken from the side. And just as you kind of clobber him with this tackle, you hear Nee say, "Dutch, look out." You crash into the dining room table and kind of slide off as he spins around and gets his feet, and the two of you are staring at one another. For a moment, he pauses. Do you press the attack, Shannon, or are you going to do something else?
No, she stands up and she just looks straight at him and says, "Stop." Waits for a response.
He shakes his head. Without the need for an investigate roll, all of you hear a huge crash on the front door. And you, Jerry, you would hear the wood starting to splinter. You would know that that door in and of itself probably isn't the strongest thing on this house. And the frame around it definitely could have used some tender love and care. And you're not sure just how long it's going to hold from the pounding. It's either the perception of it. Dutch looks at you. We needed you to see what the others are doing and what they did to your dad. Don't you understand? Mr. Flagg, the chief, we're the good guys.
You didn't prove anything to me.
You didn't see what they were doing to your dad?
That wasn't them. That was, you know who it was, and it wasn't you guys. It wasn't our guys. It wasn't.
It's the Decepticons.
Yeah, of course it is. We're not with the Decepticons.
Of course not. You need to be with us. The Decepticons wanted to make me, Nee, and Chris some monsters, but Mr. Flagg saved us.
How did he save you?
Gave us back our free will. Do what we want with what they did to us.
And this is what you choose to do? Hurting people?
You're working for them. What am I supposed to
I'm not
do?
working for anybody. I'm working for people's lives. What are you doing?
We're saving this place.
You're saving it by hurting other people? That doesn't even make any sense. Listen to what you're saying.
We know what you all are up to.
Really?
You need to stop.
Like what? What are we up to?
Mr. Flagg told us I told him, Shannon, that you didn't understand, that you never even knew these kids.
What are we up to?
You're trying to help them. Trying to help them destroy everything.
No, we're trying to stop them from destroying everything. We've been trying to since the beginning. They've been trying to kill us so we don't stop it.
That's not what Mr. Flagg said.
Well, he's a liar. Who do you believe, a stranger or me?
Mr. Flagg isn't a stranger.
Who is he?
It's the one that set us free. Roll me and empathize now, please.
No, nothing in there. All right, here we go, guys. Hold your breaths. No. I'm gonna push it. I think it's probably not a good idea. I'm gonna try anyway. Nope.
Oh my god.
Give yourself the upset condition, as this is not working, at least as far as Dutch is concerned. Again, that pound on the outside as the door begins to crack, and Dutch says, "You're just like us." He points to you. He points at your mouth. "You're just like us." And you see his teeth elongate as they're all kind of pointed. "We wanted to show you that they aren't your friends, and there's another way, another path."
Then let Jerry go.
No, we gotta go now.
Let Jerry go, and then you can tell me all about this plan and what happened with Flag.
Roll a charm.
Fuck.
No,
Get a +2 for being a vampire.
no, he points to Jerry. "We need him."
I think Jerry is gonna take advantage of his distraction. And with a fistful of pennies, he's gonna try to electro punch Dutch right out of the way.
Okay. Let's roll force then.
That's 2 successes.
As you connect with Dutch, you see that the pointed teeth snap shut as he's in mid demonstration to Shannon, but he reels back and there's a shower of sparks that come off of his jaw, which blackens up to his cheekbone, but he doesn't fall. He just takes a step back and staggers. Knee steps forward as if to support him, but he kind of shakes him off. There's another thunderous pound on the outside of the door, and the door gives way. Knee looks at Shannon. "You better run."
She just grabs Jerry and we're just pulling him away.
Yeah, he doesn't resist. It's time to go.
Something that you have seen is bounding through the house. I need you both to roll a move roll for me.
I got 3 successes.
Nice.
2 successes.
Each of you sprint through the house as this 100 and 200-pound Saint Bernard crashes into the wall right as you run past. It turns and spins, leaving a smear along the dust. It bounds after you back towards, I'm assuming you're going to the window to escape like you did before. It's coming down the hall towards you as you run. Do you stop to close a door, or are you just getting out? With the extra moves, I won't make you roll anything for him since you did have 3 and 2.
I think Jerry's probably got the most reinforced door in the house, so yeah, he'll slam it shut, and with that practiced hand, slide the latch that he installed.
The entire frame shakes and cracks around the plaster of the wall. You know another shot like that will not hold, but the door is held for now. The two of you are able to make it out, and you see that where you kind of dropped and laid the bike down is just off in the distance. Do you do anything else as you are running from this area?
No, I think that it's not enough time to do anything else. Shannon wants to go back and figure out what's going on, but it's too dangerous because of the dog. She thinks they could have taken Dutch without issue, but with the dog there, it wasn't possible.
Shannon, as you look back, roll me and investigate.
3 successes.
With 3 successes, and let's see, I'm actually going to give you.
Where were these rolls before? What the heck?
Yeah, right. I'm going to give you additional information here.
Okay.
You notice that there is what appears to be a smear of red that is around the back porch. You missed it before coming in down the cement staircase. You also see, as you turn back around, you just kind of glance and see a little bit more of the house than you did from your vantage point before. You notice that on the peak of the house, kind of right above the second floor, your cat is perched looking down at you. And with its one brown and one blue eye, it winks.
I think she just kind of smiles in a very what is happening kind of way, and then just continues on to the bike. She doesn't say anything because she's not sure what the heck just happened.
You both get there, and to make up for the travel time to the paperback exchange and the search of the paperback exchange, we're going to say that within about 2 to 3 minutes of one another, you all make it to the library if that is your destination. I'm assuming that is where Jerry and Shannon are going. If there is another destination, let me know.
I don't know what they pass by between Jerry's house and the main street area, but if they're driving through, Shannon's also looking for Jimmy.
I will let you use one of those earlier investigates. You don't see him.
Okay.
You all congregate outside of the Main Street Library.
Oh, guys, Dutch and Nee are here, and they're not good, and there's some creepy ass dog, and it's not good. It's not good. Do you find anything?
You know that meme of the kid getting real angry that his vein pops off? For a second, you just see Mitch resist with everything in his being to not be like, yes, they're bad!
Okay, here's the thing. Dutch is bad. Nee isn't bad. He helped us get away. Okay, there's a whole thing. Right. So, like, here's the thing. Never mind. I need time to think. Jerry, if you want to.
Okay, so Dutch and Nee aren't bad. They are bad. They don't think they're bad.
Right. They've been lied to. There's a whole thing.
He had these teeth. And he said you were like that.
I'm not, though. See?
But there was a dog. It was the scariest dog I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I don't know where my dad was. Why were they at my house?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's kind of weird. Where was your dad?
I don't know.
Wait,
Those hot dogs
wait.
were old.
The whole thing with Regan and all that, they're connected, right? With your dad somehow? You said because you guys saw him and then...
But I don't know. Dutch had these brass knuckles. He said my dad got them for me. Which is real weird. Because if I was going to use them on anybody, it'd be on my dad.
Unless something's changed.
I still say he wouldn't let us help him if we tried. We got to figure out what's going on.
Maybe he was trying to help you. Maybe something changed and he knew. I mean, we were told that they're looking for us and we don't know who they are, but probably Dutch and Nee at the very least. So Regan, and then the Decepticons, obviously. So I don't know.
This is why I don't make the plans.
Well, there's just a lot going on right now, and there's too many factors, and we don't have a lot of answers to some of these questions. And I still don't know if my dad is alive. And they said something about my dad being hurt by them, and that was when they said them, they said the Decepticons, which they thought we were helping to destroy the world. I don't know. It's really confusing.
But if we find out what's fixed, if it's enough, maybe we can do it again. We can fix everything.
What is Regan's plan? What's the whole plan with Flag and everything else?
Who's Flag?
Isn't that his name?
You guys kept saying it, but
I haven't met him. I don't know.
There's too many bad guys.
There are. I agree with that.
Okay.
I don't even like Michigan either.
No, nobody likes Michigan.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Why don't we focus on the things that we do know? Like, there's a clue in the library.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
let's
cipher.
search the library.
Okay. And then we can take all the information back to Tran 2, put it on the board, and then look at it and figure shit out.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I'm going to keep thinking about this other stuff, though. So what am I looking for?
I don't know. But
it's going to be in a cipher. That's all. It's a thing he taught me when I was young. I never really picked it up, but I know the basics, I think.
Like
wait, didn't he say it was in binary?
Binary?
A binary, yeah. Binary
okay,
cipher.
binary. Got binary. Okay, I know what binary looks like. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, wait,
hold
on.
Where's it going to be? We don't know. We're going to have to look. Maybe it's going to be with marbles. That's his in mind.
Okay, yeah, marbles is good.
Okay.
That's a good
Okay,
clue.
so marbles, books on marbles. Is there a book that he likes to read? Is there like a science book, or I don't know, your dad's kind of a nerd. What does he like to do?
Does anybody know the Dewey Decimal System?
I know where to find
Shannon
it.
actually know that.
It's in the wooden card.
She might not admit it.
Yeah, we'll get the index cards.
That's gonna be our best bet.
you just made that up.
Yeah, but we have to know what we're looking
An
for.
actual thing.
I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. George, do you still have I know that you said that you kept it, but do you still have the binary that you received from your dad's safe in season 1 with the seashore written on it?
I don't remember getting rid of it. Let me put it that way.
As soon as binary is said, that would kind of draw the conclusion that what you found, the only thing you found in your father's place was that card of binary with the word seashore written on it.
Yeah, I think when Shannon brings up binary, then like I get in my pocket, I pull out the postcard, and I just put it in unibinary, right?
Yes.
I will allow Shannon to roll me okay, here's what we're going to use. And now you all can pick whatever it is that is the best that you have for this. You can do a calculate, you can do a program, or you can do a comprehend. And Rob, you get a +2 to whatever roll you pick.
You say Rob?
2 successes on a comprehend.
Yeah, Rob, you can pick one of those two, a calculate, program, or comprehend, and you get a +2 to it.
All right.
1 success.
Did you say everybody or just those two?
Just those, yeah,
Okay.
just those.
Okay.
What?
Where's comprehend here? I get a +2. Let's do it. I get a 2. I got 2 successes.
As soon as you kind of work through the idea that this is a cipher and you're able to start eliminating things, and as Shannon approaches it that way, Rob, you're the one, because of your earlier mention of the Dewey Decimal System, you realize that that is exactly what these binary numbers, once the math is done in the cipher, it equates to the number 563.
five, six, three.
Okay.
That's where
There's
the
like 4 5s and
no,
2s.
no.
5, 6,
Five,
3.
6, 3. Section row shelf.
Yep.
Ready break.
My man, how did you? I love that you know the exact Dewey Decimal. Love it.
Totally didn't
Love
Google it.
I didn't. I swear. Well, how were you in your 30s and not know the Dewey Decimal System? Come on.
Because I'm not a nerd. I mean, I am a nerd. But
You
I
says
didn't
the
read. I
person
played
playing
sports.
a tabletop on stream right now.
I ain't read.
All right,
Jesus.
fantastic. So you are in the library. You have figured out 563. The librarian looks over at these, hooligans that have just come into her library with a stereotypical gaze over the glasses as she kind of awaits you to either leave or approach her, as this is her Sancta Sanctorum. What do you do?
Jerry's going to approach her. Excuse me, ma'am. And he'll
Yeah.
be waving behind his back to the other guys.
Yes.
Do you
Shannon's already
have-
walking.
Do you have phone books?
I have a phone book. Why?
I'm trying to find a person. Mr. Flag?
I don't know, Mr. Flag.
Can we
The
check
phone-
the phone book?
She points over, and it's one of those public payphones that back in the day doesn't have like a booth to it or anything. It's an actual phone that has kind of a cradled catch to it, and there is a bound phone book underneath it that's chained to an area of the desk just beneath it. She just points.
That's a phone booth.
It's a phone. Nah.
Do you think you could help me? I'm not very good with reading.
You've come to the wrong place.
No, but I
She-
thought librarians were.
She kind of wishes that somebody else would come in, but this is a library in the 80s and no one's here. She goes over and opens up the phone book and goes down in the F's and goes past like Flanders, and there's no flag.
Greg, is this the same woman that owned the store, the consignment shop?
It is not. No. It is not.
Is this enough time for Shannon to have snuck to the section that they need to go to?
Yeah, knowing that 563 is the section and the shelf and all that good stuff, you were able to figure that out. It is way in the back. Who's going with Shannon?
I feel like with Jerry's flag, you're all good.
Yeah, I mean, Ben and everybody else can go to the book,
Okay.
and no one's gonna, this woman is kind of, being distracted. You get there and you realize that this section is for fossil marine and seashore invertebrates. And as you look, you realize that there is a very large bound book that seems just a bit raised from everything else. It's like no one comes in this section. It's the very last row.
Is it the one that we were looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Grab it.
When you pull it out, you realize that the wall behind it is loose.
Like we can move it loose?
Shannon tries to slide it maybe first.
It's about the size of an envelope, like two envelopes stacked together, a business
okay.
envelope. It kind of pops and cracks off. It's the frame of what would be kind of like the decorative nature of one of the door frames that has been kind of boarded over. And this was an old house. You see that there is a black marble notebook inside.
She grabs him, gives it to Butts.
Across the front, it's written for George.
Yeah, he definitely starts opening it.
I'll allow you all except for Jerry, who is distracting. You can roll me a combined comprehend here. I will let you know that we're looking for 4 or above. 4 or above.
Uh-oh.
I got one.
2 successes, surprisingly, from me.
Mitch got one, so that's 4.
Yep, that's 4.
Go
Should be
team.
4. We just made it.
So here's what you come up with as you begin looking through this book. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes for this all to happen. Jerry, we're going to say that you're doing a very good job of the distraction here, but at some point you're probably either asked to leave or asked to stand quietly. She believes the rest of your friends having left. But as you kind of pour over this and as you open up the marble notebook, you realize that there are a lot of different loose papers in it, and sort of spreading these all out. Here is what you all put together. This is not written in code, but a lot of this is repeated. So the information that I'm about to give you probably appears a dozen times. And each time that it's written as if it's a revelation. It's the first time it's being put down. So you see that the author of this work, if it is Eugene Butts, is repeating himself quite a bit throughout this notebook. You see that the first entry comes from the early 70s. And you notice that it's just basically says, went to work at the Loop. And interspersed in going to work for the Loop, you see personal notes that say, Gina never returned from her conference in New York City. They found a body, but couldn't identify it, not even by dental records. I'm convinced that it is her. He seems haunted by the loss of Gina. He can't get over it. He repeats himself over and over again, kind of letting everybody know that Gina is missing, that he's saying this over and over again. He then says he's not even sure why he is writing these journals, since you will never be born. But he promised, and he has to keep his word. And so he continues to write to George, the boy that he met in 1969, the son that he knows he will never have. It then moves into the early 70s. He keeps saying that he goes to work for the Loop. September 1971, the Sony U-Matic is the first commercial VCR that he seems to have retooled to play the tapes given to him in 1969. He writes down, this is a direct quote that's repeated several times, if these recordings are accurate, maybe Gina is still out there. Maybe somehow I can find her again, just like Pat saw his wife. Christmas 1971. I spent the day with Mel, Ben, Sarge, and Jimmy. Ben seems really distant. I snuck the U-Matic out of the Loop and showed them the tapes. We made a pact to protect Mel from Rugen and Sarge, and Sarge always agreed to make sure he was armed. And we were given the go live date of 1987. He continues and says, it's harder and harder to remember everything, but Sarge and Jimmy focused on remembering the date and defending Mel in case I forget. 1974. Ben and Mel had their son. Ben took his own life 3 weeks later. He left his army jacket to his boy. And then you see kind of written into the margin, there was something about Mel, something important. I hope I wrote it down. April 1975. The first successful dive of a probe and a transceiver. July 1975. First contact with a being from a parallel Earth. We dubbed this plane of existence Earth T because of the transceiver we sent. Contact came in the form of Morse code, identical to our form of communication. No direct audio or video could pierce the skin between the two worlds. The person on the other end has helped us advance our technology and robotics division tenfold. This person and Dr. Arkaville communicate for hours every day. Apparently, Earth T has experienced several wars that we haven't, and because of that, our friend on the other side, while helpful, is very careful not to divulge too much information about themselves or their operation. And then as you turn the page and you all kind of look at these different loose pieces of paper, it says, "We had a breakthrough today. We learned that our friend's code name is Megatron. His group decided that code names would be safer for everyone." October 1975. Dr. Arkaville isn't present when Megatron makes contact. I took my shot. I asked Megatron if he could find out if Agena Butts was alive on his Earth. He asked me why, and I broke every rule we'd established at the loop. I told him my real name, that I was Eugene Butts, and that Gina was my wife, but had been killed in 1969. He was entirely sympathetic and told me he too had lost many he loved, taken by their enemies in the war. He also thanked me for trusting him with such personal information. He promised to look for her. January 1976. He's found her. She's alive on Earth T, and her Eugene died in 1975. And he found you too, George. I thought I'd never see you again. I've nearly forgotten you, but I still remember your eyes. Your eyes are just like my mom's. Megatron believes he can send you through the skin of the world and we can be together. From 1975 to 78, it just discussion of advancement of the Loop's robotics division. In 1977, they try to bring Megatron through, but he can't make it. They say that they can see his silhouette lined up in the entryway into the gate, but he's unable to cross. Megatron believes that because of the injuries he sustained in the war, he's too inorganic to pass through. November 1977. Megatron has figured out the transfer from his end. He is sending you and your mom to me tonight after Arkaville leaves. For the first time in my life, I held you in my arms. You are no longer a baby, but a boy. However, during those moments, I saw no difference. Gina, your mom is confused as the magnetrine effect of our Earth disrupts her memories, but she is happy to have found me. The three of us held each other for what seemed like forever. In the end, I thanked Megatron and told him that no matter what occurred, I would help him get over to us and save his people. Now in 1981, it believes that Eugene is figuring out that Dr. Arkaville has different motives. He is having unsanctioned conversations with Megatron. He finds an arm in the refrigerator. He believes it belongs to Dr. Arkaville. He believes that Dr. Arkaville is rebuilding himself. And then it ends with him saying, I owe Megatron, but I can't remember why. He did something for me. I hope I wrote it down. And as he continues, he mentions in 1984 that while he was alone in the lab, a voice appeared to him through the speakers of the computer. And for the first time, he heard a voice from another Earth, but it was not Megatron. He said his name was Randall and that we were stepping on his toes. He also said that he thanked us for kicking the door in for him. We referred to this new Earth as Earth R. Pat and Sean dive tomorrow. We're sending them to Earth R. 1987. We lost Pat. We're going to try and get a transceiver to Earth R so he can recalibrate his suit to get home. Megatron told me that it's time I fulfilled my end of the bargain. I can't remember what he did for me, but I know it was important. Hopefully I made a note somewhere. Can't really remember why I started this notebook in the first place. George's name is on the cover. I must have taken one of his school notebooks by accident. Should probably give it back to him. And that's the last entry.
That was a lot. Holy shit. So robots confirmed. Oh man, I typed out some of this just so I could like take some of the high notes. Oh man, guys,
This doesn't explain anything.
I mean it does,
Doesn't it?
but
Okay, what is your interpretation of all this?
Me?
well,
It's
apparently I'm from Earth T or R. I got it confused a little bit, but
T.
I'm
You're a
you're from
robot.
T. Flag is from R. And they're
Dude.
all here, which is wait, what are we here at? Which one are we in?
We're Earth.
Earth 1. Can
Sure.
we just call it Earth 1?
sure.
Okay. So T and R are on 1.
Or trying to be, yeah.
Well, they
Well,
are.
they definitely are. They definitely are. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know if Megatron made it through yet, but
Well,
he's trying though. But
this,
Randall's definitely here.
Well, if R was where Mitch's dad was abandoned, that's where we went.
yeah, that's what I
And-
think too, but way farther in the future.
That's what Flag did to World R.
Yeah, probably. So which one is worse?
Well, we got the ball now.
Oh
Because
God,
there's-
where'd you come from?
I was here for a while.
Thought you were
Um,
distracting.
All of you roll and investigate as you're trying to figure this out.
Rob got a 1.
1.
1.
0.
And
So
Happy birthday.
Yes, guys.
everybody but the birthday boy notices that the wall behind where this is an old house that's been converted into a library, and the wall behind where you have pulled the book out of that kind of faces the shelf, there was a frame of an old door that had been walled in. You notice that as you're watching, the shelf itself begins to slide, revealing this kind of plastered in door, and the door cracks open and light begins to shine through from the backside of this door. It's opening without a sound, no hinges, no cracks, no squeaks, as it just slowly retracts and slides away. And as you look in, you see another door, another, as if you are in a dressing room with mirrors on both sides, that refraction and reflection of infinity, but you are looking down into it. And as all of you look down in, Mitch and Rob and Jerry and Shannon, George and Ben, and your faces kind of look into this frame, you see appearing in each of the edges of all of these doors different variations of your group. You see some groups have Sam and Shannon, but not Jerry and Ben. Your own faces start to look back at you as you all peer and look through this door at once at this one singular moment. Some have the skateboarder Charlie in the group, and Ben is not present. But none of the other groups have Mitch. And as you all stare and look, you can see that the groups see one another, but they focus on you. And as one, a cacophony of noise, but they seem to be saying it at the exact same time. Hey, Jerry, you say to yourself, We need your Mitch. Give us your Mitch. We can save. And then they shout out a blender full of names. Roll me a comprehend to see if you can pick any of them out.
Hey, look, those ones are all wearing cowboy hats.
Rob got a 1.
I got one.
Shannon got one.
Does that Rob have a mustache?
Mitch got 0.
Aw.
got 2.
There we go. So, but a lot of you hear names that you're familiar with. We can get, Ben's mom, the Sarge. However, George, you hear them say, one of the groups yells out me, and one of the groups yells out Kismet. But they're all yelling, and they're almost reaching in this weird, your own hands are reaching through these doors to you. We need the Mitch. We gotta give us the Mitch. We need Mitch. As they're all reaching. Mitch, you didn't notice this when it started, but as you were the kind of framed in the door, the center of the door, and they're all looking at you, they're all reaching for you, hundreds of versions of yourselves. Mitch, do you do anything?
I think he just like stands there confused at first. And then like pushes the shelf back slowly, or starts to attempt to push the shelf back slowly. Like to close this opening.
They all begin to scream. No, we need you. We need help. We need help. We're all going to die.
And he, unless someone stops him, he's going to continue to close it.
If you're closing it slowly, Rob's gonna throw it closed. That was weird, right?
Yep. Super weird.
Yeah.
Rob's gonna open the door just a little bit and kind of peek inside. Are they still? Mitch!
When you look back this time, you see that there are just 6 skeletons buried behind the wall.
Real or prop?
Very real.
After peeking, he's gonna open it all the way. What?
Did
Do
we
they
just kill
look-
us?
Children's size, Greg?
I'm not a huge expert on skeletons, but they are of the smaller variety.
If I looked super close, does one of them seem to have a hairline fracture on his hand? Like right near the pinky?
One of them has a bent pinky.
He never got it fixed.
And of course I didn't. It's he's
Shannon did her, field medic thing, and that was that.
Yeah. They ain't got no insurance.
I think again, like now that we see a room full of skeletons, Mitch again just slowly closes the door back in.
I told you guys libraries were the worst.
And
This
as
is why you don't
Jerry,
learn the Dewey Decimal System, guys.
and with the libraries are the worst, you don't learn the Dewey Decimal System. It begins to snow in the Main Street Library. And that's where we'll end this penultimate session of season 2 of Atari Twilight.
What the fuck?
What the shit?
The next episode is just going to be one large pan out of a snow globe, and somebody sitting
And
there
somebody's
just
shaking it like
yeah,
this.
just rocking back and forth and looking at it.
It just says Rosebud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Fucking A. All right, cool. So, today was the penultimate episode. It was also the first day that the episode 0 hit the podcast. So if you guys have not subscribed to the podcast version of this, it is on Spotify, it is on iTunes, it is on Google Play, it is soon to be on Amazon. It's everywhere. Go find it, subscribe to it, do the thing. Obviously, it's just an audio rip of this, so it's not the greatest quality. However, this might be the first time we're publicly saying it. Season 3 is coming back as a podcast. So, we have put season 1 out. We're slowly unfolding season 2 every week for the next how many ever weeks. It includes the bonus episodes Go get the podcast. Tell your friends. Tell everyone. Tweet about it. Post it on Reddit. Do all the things. Get it. And then season 3 will be coming in 2020. That being said, thank you guys for being here. Let's go around to do our introductions. 3 Michigans today. Hot damn. Actually, before we jump into to our outros, Greg, what were the 3 Michigans today? What were our corruption bars?
I am saving them for next week.
Oh,
I wanted to
fuck
let everybody know. No. I was going to drop what I'm going to drop next week, and then I realized we had the library sequence, which is a info dump, and so I wanted to be able to get through that without you also having to deal with a trip Michigan. And that's coming next week, and I already had Michigan's pre-baked into the finale. I only had 3 though, so I have to add more to the finale. So if you Michigan next week, it'll be all fresh hells that I will be giving everyone.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. All right, let's go around, do our introductions, and get the hell out of here so we can do our after show. We'll start with Greg. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
You can't find me on the internet unless it's in the Discord of unMadeGaming in the Atari Twilight Writers Room. I also do a Witcher show RPG over on Laugh Love Lindy on 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. And then I am in Academic Foxhole's French Resistance campaign, City of Light and Shadow, on Fridays at 7 over on his channel. But also, I don't care about any of that. If you go back to your Spotify playlist, the very last song in this week's selection is from the Beatles' Birthday. Play it, everybody.
Dumb.
And with that, I give it back to you, Mike.
Perfect. Frags, with those sweet moves, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Yeah, my name is Kendall, Kennedy Frags. I'm all over the place, I guess, sometimes on Twitter, most of the time on my Xbox or my PlayStation.
Perfect.
That's me.
Hell yeah. Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet?
I'm Mr. Bitters. You can find me in unMadeGaming Discord, Egwin server, Horde side. If you know, you know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Meta, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi guys, I'm Metamancer. What am I up to? Enjoying this song and Greg's awesome dancing. But you guys can find me on Twitter or in the Discord. So, yeah.
Sweet. And last but always least, Mike, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Hey man, Dominic Lives Matter. That was Overwatch was all about that, man. Anyway, as far as finding me, like Bitter said, Agwin, Hordside, Shadowlands pre-patch about to drop, so just saying, next week. But also, I play Call of Duty, so hit me up. I play Modern Warfare. I'll be playing Cold War, so if you want to play, hit me up on Discord.
Sweet. Speaking of Discords, link for that down below. If you guys want to support the channel and like everything we do here, Patreon is the best way to do that. Link for that down below as well. And it's the only place you can get these after shows. So we're about to go film that. So with that information, we will see you all next week for the final episode of Season 2. So from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.